back, dude. We're finally back in the garage to do another episode. I did have a little Ratty problem to deal with. Ratty was captured last Thursday night and released in the countryside, and so far hasn't demonstrated the returning facilities of a sheepdog. So happy days, because it basically couldn't use the garage because we had to disinfect everything. I mean, he was running over worktops and running over everything basically, because I have cameras in here to see what was happening. But anyway, he's gone, the place is disinfected, and I'm back at it. So here we go. Let's look at the downward camera and you can see what I have. Here is the new belt. I'll try and do that without the sound, will we? Here is the new belt. We have a selection of O-rings here. That's a small set I got out of Lidl, a proper set there. That's metric, and the one down here is Imperial, which I don't think we'll need, but there we go. We've got proper O-ring grease, and if we go over to the other camera here, everything is loosened off. All these bolts are all loose now. I've already done, which is over here, you can't see it. I've already done the coolant level, and it was very slightly down. It was between the low and the high, so it stopped up to the high. So what I'm going to do is take these off, take that belt out, put the new belt on, replace these O-rings, and put the whole thing back together. So hopefully we'll get the thing wrapped up pretty quickly. So let's crack on. So you can see, I mean, there's only a couple of 100 miles on that, and there's a bit of polishing, could you say. It looks just buffed. That's okay. I wouldn't expect anything less. This here, inside of that, that's fine. That's a brand new clutch. So we'll put that there. And basically this whole lot comes off, belt and all. So we'll take all this over onto my bench. Here is the old belt. Can we, I suppose, it's pretty hard to compare the two. But yeah, I mean, it's in and around the same length. So yeah. It was a new belt, Bando something or other. You better use seeing that than me. Bando V's belt. There's a part number, B50818. Now, the interesting thing about this belt is there are no directional arrows on it. But if we look at the new belt, you'll see there that there are arrows. So that is one difference. This is a 1403KR 2366 26. No idea. Is it 66 inches? What is it? There is one thing I am going to check a measurement of, so excuse me while I get a mic measure. Now, I don't need this level of accuracy, but I just want to use it for comparison's sake. So, that's the old belt, and it's pretty much spot on 25 millimeters. Okay? And here we have the new belt, and it's 25. It's very slightly larger. That will make a difference because it's running in a groove. You can see that groove there. Let me get this. There we go. It's running in a groove, so it will affect the height that it is in that groove. The difference I noticed was between this belt and this belt was certainly in the pickup this belt was far superior. So that's why the only reason why I'm putting one of these back on. So I just need to watch my direction, and we need to just set this in here. And what they say to do is put your foot on it and pull, which we'll try to do. And I honestly don't know if that made any difference at all. There we go. So that's on there. Our arrows are going in the right direction. And yeah, so right, what we'll do is we need to take those wee O-rings out there and give all this just tidy up. So let me get a spiky thing. See me here. There's one. There's my neighbours just come home. There's two. So we need two little O-rings sort of in and around that size there. Now we'll just get a wee bit of blue roll and clean this up. There's our wee O-ring holder cleaned up. And give these, I'm just going to clean these O-rings up just in case I don't have anything the right size. I can reuse them. So there's two. That O-ring's a bit woody. That O-ring there is not bad. So, now, that doesn't look anywhere near like the right sort of a size. No. That's the right size, but it's a thicker O-ring, which isn't going to go in the slot, is it? It looks like I may be reusing my O-rings. There is one other possibility. Bear with me a moment. No, we might be lucky. I think this was a set of O-rings for another bike that I no longer have. And I think those two puppies there might do. Slightly larger, but if they fit in the slot they'll be fine. It's just going into a bearing housing, so the housing itself should just, or the inner race of the bearing should revolve with them. There we go. So, yes, these are going to fit actually quite nicely. I don't know if you can see that there. I'll put one on. There's the new one. That's just perfect. Bit of grease on that and that will be fine, I think. Well, let me just, don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to go back to the original O-rings. which is a bit of a pain, but it's the way it is. High side, too bad. I'll put those there because they're obviously different. Right, there we go. Clutch bell housing. That goes on there. This goes on here. Now, what we need is a strap wrench. Now, that goes like that. Give me my torque wrench. What do I need for that? That needs to be 74. I'll go around this side of the camera. And there we go. Perfect. So that's that done. And this has always been a fiddle. It's just a matter of getting it exactly in the right place, which is there. The instruction in the repair manual is this is the bolt that holds the crank pulley on, the driven pulley, and it says oil. It doesn't say Loctite or anything like that. It says oil. So that's what I'm going to do. A wee squirt of the oil. There we go. All it needs. We're happy. We'll do that. Now, just get a 14, add an extension. Right, we just have to do this a few times. Tighten it, turn it around a couple of times, tighten up again, and you get to a point where you're just at nearly TDC, and it just gets a bit tight, but it's fine. You can feel it, because while the face in here isn't fully engaged, the actual nut feels rubbery. But when you turn it around like this, the belt just climbs up the pulley to the right place. Excuse me. I can feel that that has bottomed out now. It's gone hard. So what we can do now is torque that up to the right setting, and that's that done. So that goes there. Now my torque setting for that is 83. Right, what we need now is my locking tool. So that goes on like that. This goes on like that. And that's a 14, of course, so we'll need a 14. So there we go, that's that done. That's the belt redone. And what we'll do is we'll turn it around a couple of times. There we go. Nothing's catching or anything. But the main thing, what I want to do, of course, is get it round. And there we are. I know you can't see that. Can you? It's up here. Well, you can't. Well, let's try this wee camera here. So there are the arrows. So everything's going in the right direction. So that's the belt done. I'm going to have to stick with those for now because I haven't got them. We'll stick the cover back on. And that's basically that for now. What I'll need to just do now is put a wee bit of grease on that before I put the cover back on. So happy days. You'll be wheezing away. Don't smoke, kids, it's not good for you. Anyway, I'll stop all the cameras now and I'll just get ready to put the cover back on, and we'll be back with you in a few moments. Okay, so we've got everything here. The guy who maintained this, he did have a motorcycle shop, and he has put absolutely slathers of copper grease on everything, which is there's no need for. You know, use it for what it's meant to be used for. So I would clean them all up, but it's right in the threads and all that, so it's a pain in the arse. Anyway, whinge. There's other things I could whinge about. GoPros, I could whinge about GoPros, but I'm not going to. Anyway, here we are. So you're there, and I'm going to try and not get too much in the way. So the drive cover is there. All we're going to do is put a bit of grease around this. This is O-ring grease. And we'll just do that around there like that. The only reason you use O-ring grease is it's silicon based, and oil based grease will just eat the rings away. That's just the way it is. Anyway, here we go. Put this back on here. There we go. And there's one really long screw that goes in there. Two medium length ones, one which goes here. And one which goes here. And that's where the locating dowels are. And the rest are all the same length. So we can just pop all those in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, three. I'm going to have to do that one with a spanner or a short ratchet. 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll have to do this with this one. Do it by hand first, because I just couldn't be arsed pulling all the plastic off just to put in a couple of. Where's my torque wrench? So there we go, that's that one turned down. So that's all those. There's a wee 10mm that goes in there. That's that all tight. And then what we need is this Medusa dangle. This is the air intake, and it's a dual air intake. Let me get this to right around there. It comes in here and here. So this is the air intake, goes through a little foam filter there, and that keeps the belt cool. And that trumpet there is the main air intake for the engine, which goes there. So that just needs to go on the right place there. Like so. And it's one self-topper. Which goes there. And there's some peculiar reason. These are 5mm Allen's. Get your way. And just one thing, in case you think I'd forgotten, which I had. There. So, now, that's it. And there we go. That's that drive belt replaced. I'll maybe get a wee run out on the scooter in the morning just to see if it has changed the drive, or I think it will. It's a better quality belt, so we'll see how it goes. The pickup from standstill was much better, and there are going to be differences between belts. Anyway, so that's all that one for now. The next thing I shall be doing is putting the small windscreen back on, plus a small deflector, and I'm hoping the small deflector will also give me somewhere to mount 2 LED spots for night use, obviously, because I already have side lights. They're fine. I put LED lamps on those and they're great, and they've got MOT and all, so we shouldn't have a problem there. So that's it for now. We'll talk to you soon, and be gentle with those bearings. Bye.